Welcome to a journey that uncovers the hidden truths of love and trust. Did you know that 1 in 3 relationships fail due to trust issues? That's a staggering statistic that highlights just how crucial trust is in building real love. When trust is broken, it doesn't just affect the couple, it can ripple through families and friendships, leaving emotional damage in its wake. Shocking, right? Research from the American Psychological Association reveals that people who struggle with trust often experience anxiety, depression, and loneliness. But it doesn't have to be this way. What if I told you that there are practical steps you can take to strengthen trust and create a loving, lasting relationship? In this video, we will explore how trust acts as the foundation for real love. You'll discover surprising strategies to nurture it, learn how small habits can quietly erode it, and understand the consequences when trust is lost. We'll even dive into the complex question, can love survive without trust? Stay tuned as we unravel these important insights and equip you with the tools to build a trust-filled, happy relationship. Trust me, you won't want to miss this. Chapter 1, The Fragile Foundation, How Trust Shapes Real Love. Trust is the foundation of any meaningful relationship. Without it, love feels shaky and uncertain. Research shows that couples with high levels of trust report 33% greater relationship satisfaction than those who struggle with trust issues. But here's the catch, trust doesn't just show up out of nowhere. It's built brick by brick through consistent actions. One way to nurture trust is through open communication. Studies indicate that couples who openly discuss their feelings and concerns are more likely to feel secure and respected in their relationships. Simple, right? But it's also where many of us falter. According to the Gottman Institute, a leading authority on relationships, the way couples talk to each other can predict up to 94% of their future success. Sounds wild, but think about it, if you're always tiptoeing around important issues, trust can never fully develop. Another key strategy is honoring small promises. People often focus on the big things, like staying faithful or being there during crises. But, surprisingly, it's the everyday promises, like remembering to pick up groceries or being on time, that build solid trust. These small actions signal dependability and care, setting the stage for deeper connection. Fun fact, trust doesn't just affect how we feel emotionally. According to a study published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology, trust impacts our physical well-being. Couples who trust each other deeply tend to have lower cortisol levels, the stress hormone. It's proof that trust isn't just good for your heart, it's good for your whole body. Chapter 2, Ghosts of Broken Promises, Healing the Wounds of Betrayal. Betrayal can feel like the ultimate relationship killer. Whether it's cheating, lies, or emotional neglect, these moments of broken trust can leave deep scars. But here's the good news, it's possible to rebuild after betrayal. Research by Janice Abrams Spring, author of After the Affair, shows that about 60% of couples who experience infidelity stay together, and many can go on to have stronger relationships if they commit to the healing process. The first step to healing is acknowledgement. Ignoring the pain or pretending it never happened only makes things worse. Both partners need to face the betrayal honestly. It's not easy, but honesty lays the foundation for recovery. One key strategy is restoring emotional intimacy. This can be done by spending intentional time together, away from distractions, rebuilding the connection that may have been lost. The second step is forgiveness, but not in the traditional sense. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting or sweeping the issue under the rug. Instead, it's about letting go of the resentment that eats away at your relationship. Dr. Everett Worthington, a leading expert on forgiveness, explains that forgiveness is an emotional replacement of negative emotions with positive, compassionate emotions. His REACH model, recall, empathize, altruistic gift, commit, and hold, has helped countless couples rebuild trust by shifting their perspective. Of course, actions speak louder than words. After betrayal, the unfaithful partner must be willing to earn back trust through consistent actions. This can be as simple as providing regular check-ins or as profound as being completely transparent with phone and social media usage. Trust may take years to rebuild, but with effort, it's possible. Chapter 3, The Trust Deficit, Is Modern Love Built on a Lie? In today's world, trust in relationships is harder to come by. With dating apps and social media creating endless options, many people are skeptical about whether true trust and love can coexist in the modern era. According to a 2019 Pew Research study, 50% of Americans believe that dating has gotten harder in the past decade, and trust issues are a big reason why. We're living in what some relationship experts call the paradox of choice. With so many options, commitment feels scarier than ever. This can create a trust deficit, where people are constantly worried about being betrayed or replaced. In fact, data from Stanford University shows that 56% of people using online dating apps have been ghosted, leading to higher levels of distrust in future relationships. But there are ways to navigate this trust-deficient world. First, consider establishing boundaries early. Boundaries are like invisible fences, they protect your emotional well-being while fostering a sense of security. Clearly expressing what you expect from your partner, whether it's transparency in communication or commitment to certain values, can go a long way in preventing misunderstandings. Another strategy is building digital trust. Yes, that's a thing. Given the rise of virtual relationships, couples need to be mindful of their online behaviors. Being transparent about online activity, avoiding the temptation to snoop, and ensuring both partners feel respected in the digital space can help reinforce trust. Studies have found that 65% of couples believe that digital transparency, like sharing passwords, helps build trust. Finally, patience is key. Trust isn't built overnight, and the digital age tends to make us more impatient. Real trust takes time, and there's no fast-forward button for it. Couples who commit to the long haul are often rewarded with deeper, more fulfilling connections, even in a world filled with endless distractions. If you're enjoying this content, don't forget to subscribe. Join us as we continue exploring the essential elements of trust and love. Chapter 4: Silent Saboteurs, the hidden habits that erode trust. Not all trust issues are caused by major betrayals. Often, it's the small, unnoticed habits that quietly erode the foundation of a relationship. Things like withholding affection, keeping small secrets, or failing to listen can seem minor but have a big impact over time. According to a study by the American Psychological Association, these silent saboteurs are responsible for 69% of the trust issues couples face. One of the biggest culprits is lack of communication. When partners stop sharing their thoughts and feelings regularly, they create emotional distance. Over time, this distance can make a couple feel more like strangers than partners. According to relationship expert John Gottman, couples who avoid difficult conversations are more likely to experience long-term dissatisfaction. His research shows that happy couples turn towards each other 86% of the time when faced with emotional bids, while unhappy couples do so only 33% of the time. Another silent saboteur is passive aggression. Rolling your eyes, making sarcastic comments, or giving the silent treatment might seem harmless in the moment, but they can slowly chip away at trust. Over time, these behaviors communicate disrespect and resentment, even if you don't mean to. Dr. Judith Wright, author of The Heart of the Fight, says that the unspoken tension caused by passive aggression can be as damaging as a loud argument. A simple strategy to avoid these silent trust killers is to create a habit of open check-ins. Set aside time weekly to talk about your relationship. What's working? What needs improvement? This isn't about criticism, it's about ensuring you both feel heard and valued. These small but consistent check-ins can help couples stay on the same page and prevent small issues from snowballing. Chapter 5: Trust as Currency, Investing in Love for Long-Term Happiness. Think of trust as the currency of your relationship. Like any valuable asset, it requires regular investment to grow. The more you invest in trust, the stronger and more stable your relationship becomes. In fact, studies show that couples with higher trust levels report 24% greater overall life satisfaction, not just within the relationship, but across other areas of life like work and friendships. One powerful strategy for building trust is through vulnerability. Dr. Brené Brown, a well-known researcher on vulnerability, says, "Staying vulnerable is a risk we have to take if we want to experience connection. Being open about your fears, insecurities, and needs allows your partner to truly know you, fostering a deeper bond. When both partners feel safe to be vulnerable, trust grows naturally." Another way to invest in trust is by demonstrating reliability. Show up for your partner consistently, both in the big moments and the small ones. Whether it's being there for a major life event or simply remembering to call when you're running late, reliability builds emotional security. Harville Hendrix, author of Getting the Love You Want, says that couples who prioritize reliability often report feeling a sense of emotional safety that deepens their connection. Interestingly, trust can also be built through shared experiences. Psychologists refer to this as relational currency. According to research from Stony Brook University, couples who frequently engage in new, exciting activities together report 22% higher relationship satisfaction. These shared experiences, whether it's traveling or taking a cooking class, create a bank of positive memories that reinforce trust. Finally, remember that trust is not static. It requires ongoing attention. Regularly check in with each other, celebrate the trust you've built, and continue to invest in the little things that make each other feel valued. If you found this content valuable, please subscribe for more insights on love, trust, and building meaningful relationships. Together, we can create a community focused on happiness and connection.